I married my wife Elise 12 years ago. She has a 16-year-old daughter, Anna, from her previous relationship, and we have a 7-year-old son as well. From pretty much the beginning of our relationship, Anna and I have never gotten along. I don't know how to emphasize that it is not because of a lack of trying. She just does not like me. When she was young, she was just scared of me and afraid I'd tear their family apart. Nowadays it's more of a neutral dislike rather than strong antipathy, so I suppose that's progress. Elise is a stay-at-home mother, so she relies on me for income. As a result, I pay for everything for Anna. Food, clothes, volleyball fees, field trips. I take an interest in her hobbies. I go to her games. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I try my damn hardest to be the stepfather I can. But it's so hard. Always giving me curt one-word responses. Always having to have an attitude. She does things to get a rise out of me. Staying out late reeking of booze. Always trying to sneak boys in. Typical rebellious stuff. But I always let her know I love her and I'm there for her in hopes of her craphead teenager phase pasts. The opposite is true for her biological father. She adores him. Can't tell you why. He never goes to her games, always makes excuses for why he doesn't want to see her. He forgot her birthday last month and she cried herself to sleep. Well anyways, Friday, I came to her room to check her phone and read her messages. Not a permanent thing, but she's been caught sneaking out twice in the last month, so this is her punishment. I ask for the phone. She says no, I'm tired of you checking my crap, leave me alone. I tell her I'm not asking again and she goes, just back off already. You're not my real dad. You never have been. Stop acting like you can tell me what to do before getting up and slamming the door. Like I said guys, I'm tired. Tired of the blatant disrespect. Of being the verbal punching bag while still providing more for her than anyone else in her family. We haven't really talked since until this morning during breakfast. She asked if I could pay for her plane ticket so she could see her boyfriend cross state. Like I said, her mom doesn't work and her dad is a piece of crap, so I normally would be the one to cough up the money. Not this time. I responded, go ask your real dad. I could tell she was hurt. Tears swelled up from her face and she excused herself from the table. My wife took me aside later and said my comment was extremely disrespectful. I said if anything's disrespectful, it's her treating me like a doormat and a credit card, and I will no longer tolerate this treatment in my house. I told her we don't have to be friends, but if she can't at least be cordial to me or respect my position as an authority figure, she can find someone else to pay for her non-essentials. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Maybe your daughter can have a first-hand look at how much words can hurt. I think you should go to her, apologize, never mind the fact she doesn't deserve it. You're the adult, be the bigger person, and set firm, fair, and strict rules about behavior going forward. Tell her what you told us, that you don't have to be friends, but you need her to respect your authority and at least be cordial to each other. Maybe ask her why she doesn't like you. Ask if there's anything you can do to support her better. And most importantly, remind her that you love her and will be there for her. Teenage girls are hard, man. Keep trying. A decade from now, she'll be grateful that you chose the high road. Everyone's the idiot here. Elise is an idiot for not dealing with this budding problem 12 years ago. Anna is an idiot for not appreciating the material things you provide. You are an idiot for stooping to Anna's level and claiming to not understand why she feels a connection to her biological father. I also take issue with you going through her phone. If you are genuinely concerned for her physical safety, talk it over with Elise and let Elise make the call. I think there are very few circumstances that justify violating someone's privacy, and from what you've written here it was more of a power move than anything else. You're the idiot. Dude, you've been her father figure for 12 years now. 12 years. That's over 50% of her life. Yeah, maybe she has her issues about her real father not being about. Can you blame her? It's an awful thing and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. The incident you described, dude, you're reading through a 16-year-old's phone. What do you expect? You're not giving her any privacy. I'd be surprised if a 16-year-old didn't lash out like that. Talk to her, voice your concerns and be real about it. Don't pull the I keep food on the table, you listen to me. My stepmom has been married to my dad since I was 7. She was the other woman in my parents' marriage and she was also supposed to be my mom's best friend. I didn't know her very well pre-affair reveal. She lived in another city, and apparently most of my life and all of my sister's life she and our dad had been sleeping together. This is not something I was aware of as a kid. My sister and I knew we didn't have parents who got along after the divorce. We could sense the tension. Once or twice we had an idea mom hated our stepmom, but she never said or did anything directly in front of us. The vibe was just there. It did not stop us loving our stepmom. We found out what happened when we were 17 and 19. We felt so bad for our mom, but our stepmom had always been good to us, and dad was good to us, so we tried not to let it change things. After my fiancé and I announced our engagement on social media, my stepmom wrote a post about how she dreamed of this day when I was born, how she had been so excited to watch her very first baby grow up and get married, how she and dad had talked about it before I could walk. She tagged my dad, but she also tagged some friends who knew her back then who were also friends with my mom. The post was distasteful and honestly was exposing that she had always planned to have the affair. It did change how I felt. I told her to take it down and apologize. She told me she did not regret the post, and why wasn't I happy she loved me that much. I accused her of trying to rub it into my mom's face that she had stabbed her in the back and won the love of my sister and me after betraying her with our dad like she did. She told me it was 20 years ago and mom should be over it. I decided not to include her in any wedding planning. She is a wedding planner as a profession and I know she would want to, but I am not happy with her post. Mom was so happy when I told her. But when my stepmom wanted to know when she'd be dress shopping with me and what I wanted her help with, I told her I did not want her involved in any wedding planning. She and my dad are saying I am overreacting and should not be treating her this way when she has been a damn good parent to me. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. This is the problem with deceit. You forget where the deceit ends and the truth begins. Being your mom's former best friend, your stepmom has obviously known you for a long time, but her post reveals that she's had a close relationship with your dad for even longer than you were led to believe. It also shows that sometimes when you give someone an inch, they take a mile. You and your sister showed so much maturity and grace by trying not to judge your stepmom by the person she was then and instead focus on who she is now. Instead of being grateful for that grace, she basically showed you that she has no regrets for what she did. I don't blame you for keeping her at arm's length from now on. Not the idiot, and I would be brutally blunt with her that her post woke you up to the fact that she planned to betray your mom from the very beginning and that she's legitimately proud of being a homewrecking mistress and that you no longer trust that she has, or has ever had, good intentions regarding you, and that, if you had realized just how predatory she has been about your family, you would have cut her off years ago, so she can count herself lucky if you even invite her to the wedding. If your dad gets on you about it, tell him that the opinion of a cheater is worthless to you and he will also be lucky to be invited to the wedding. Not the idiot. The audacity of them saying your mom should get over it when 20 years later they are the ones trying to one-up her, publicly humiliate her, and have refused to apologize. Holy wow. Looks like you didn't get the whole truth when you found out at 19. They've withheld some pretty damning and creepy facts from you about when this whole affair started and their plan for you. I blame your dad as well, unless she literally is a stalker and abusive, but understand that might be more difficult to deal with. You've done nothing wrong by cutting stepmom out of this situation. It's her actions having consequences. I, 22, have never had a great relationship with my half-brother, 29, mom's first child, because he hates me. I am the result of my parents' infidelity and unfaithfulness to their first spouses. Both my parents were married and had kids. Mom had 29, dad had 33, 32 ages today. I'm not an affair child though, since my parents divorced their spouses first and then had me 2 years later. While I have a great relationship with my father's kids, it wasn't the same when it came to mom's child. I guess he was having a hard time because of the divorce, and as he saw me as the result of it, I became his anger target. He treated me so poorly, called me names, etc. My mom scolded him and my dad hated the way he treated me, but he never stopped. He was on weekends with us, but when he turned 16 my mom and his dad decided to not make him come to our house anymore, so my mom went out on weekends to spend time with him. I haven't seen him a lot since then, just like 2 or 3 times, and the last time was for my grandma's funeral December last year. He and my mom have a great relationship though, which I'm happy for them, but I no longer consider him my brother because of how awful he treated me. He asked me to meet a couple of months ago at his daughter's birthday, but I didn't go. My mom says that he wanted to publicly apologize. I'm graduating college this December and I have decided to invite just my siblings. I don't consider 29M a sibling. When my mom heard what I was planning, she asked me why I was playing favorites by excluding him. I told her that I don't consider him family because of how he treated me. She says that understands how I feel, but it happened when he was a child and having a hard time. He has changed and wanted to apologize to me. I told her I didn't care, and for me he is just my mom's child but not a brother to me, and I stated I only have 2 siblings. She proceeded, cried. It happened 4 days ago and she has barely talked to me. My dad says I was a bit rude about this. Not the idiot. If he's sorry for how he treated you, he could write you a letter, or just tell you himself that he wants to apologize instead of randomly inviting you to stuff like you're supposed to pretend you have a normal sibling relationship, let alone trying to drag you into some weird public show of remorse. And even then, you're under no obligation to give him a chance when nothing in your entire experience of dealing with him has primed you to expect anything good. He's spent your whole life building this rift, and he's going to have to live with it. Older brother may be repentant, but being apologetic doesn't entitle you to forgiveness. Older brother needs to accept that he was a massive idiot and find a way to apologize to you remotely, and accept that it's up to you to decide if you want to let him in. Shame for your mom and her image of a perfect family, but she's the one most at fault for setting up this situation here. Her tears are, hopefully, ones of guilt and self-reflection. But I'd expect it's more a pity party. Enjoy your day with the family you choose, and don't back down. Your feelings are valid, and you don't have to defend them. You only have to assert them boldly and proudly. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. It's up to you when, and if, you decide to forgive and contact him again. Your mother's infidelity was not your fault, but he took it out on you instead of the actual person who was at fault, your mother. It's fine that he wants to apologize. Good for him. If he is really genuine, he won't push this, but wait until you are ready. And it's a little too late for your mother to be trying to be mending fences. The damage has been done. My daughter is 16 and has been really struggling with Ed. It's more managed now, but before it wasn't. Once I knew, I took her to the doctor, a therapist, etc., etc. The doctor has told us multiple times to, yes, eat what's needed for nutrition, but it's best to monitor quietly so it's not like him forcing her to eat and she's eating because she wants to, not being forced, also because it won't last if you force, so I'm doing it that way. I've been with my girlfriend for about a year and met my daughter a little while ago, and I guess they got close and my daughter told her that she had an Ed, but from what I know, nothing more, nothing less. My girlfriend has been trying to help with this, and it would have to be effective helping if it wasn't not forceful helping. You know, when you kind of force your helpfulness onto other people but not really in the way they need. I do know when my daughter eats, she has meals that either she or I make and she eats those, so when they are gone I can see. The point being not to ask if she ate or not, because as the doctor said, it's a reminder and she doesn't need to be reminded of what she has, and emotional support will do, asking her if she ate won't. The other day my girlfriend continued to go to my daughter and ask her if she ate, at what time and what she ate. This is bad, but the worst is asking how many calories it was. I pulled her aside and told her that she cannot ask those questions to her, and if she wants to help, to please try to do it a different way. Take her out, socialize. They both like movies, books, shopping, bowling, etc., etc. They have a lot of the same interests. She seemed like she understood. Until I overheard her asking the same question again. She went into my daughter's room and asked her, "Did you eat?" My daughter said yay, then proceeded to bombard her with questions about what she ate, the calories. At one point she asked to see the food bowl so she could see if it was good in there. I brought her out of the room and told her that she either needed to stop asking those questions or leave, because those are in no way appropriate, kind, or helpful, and I shouldn't have to ask you multiple times, when she knows it's not helping. She got mad, saying that I was neglecting her needs because she should know if she ate. I said I know she ate, there's a reason she has meals in there. Even if she didn't, she has no right to ask her that. I explained how I knew before this so she was aware. She started getting upset, saying I was kicking her out for helping. She didn't realize she wasn't, but then still said it was just helping my daughter, and it was clear she was not even close to even trying to understand that she was not helping. That's why I told her she needed to go. I've told this to some family, but they said that she didn't know and I just needed to be patient. But how many times do I have to explain the same thing until she knows? Not the idiot. You've explained to her several times that her helping isn't actually helping. I'd personally sit her down and say these are boundaries you cannot cross. She's not her mother, she hasn't spoken to the doctors with you or your daughter. If she can't respect you or your daughter's boundaries, then I suggest you call it a day, because all that's going to happen is she will make your daughter's condition worse. You're a good dad and your daughter needs you, so step up and put your foot down. Not the idiot. You are prioritizing your daughter as you should be doing. And as someone who has struggled with an ED or currently working through it, such intrusive questions are very uncomfortable and might make one spiral. Your girlfriend needs to respect boundaries. And mentioning calories? It sounds like she doesn't respect you nor your daughter, and instead is trying to make it about herself so she can feel better. Some people need to get told a few times to make themselves realize that what they are doing isn't helping, but it seems like she doesn't care. Not the idiot, your daughter's interests are paramount. You don't need to be patient if you feel that GF does not get it. You need to be protective of your lovely daughter, and that's exactly what you're doing. I do understand that GF probably has sincere intentions, but it doesn't change the fact that she ruins the whole thing by trying to help the wrong way. I don't think you had any choice in the matter. Hopefully, you'll have a chat with GF like adults do and come to mutual understanding. For now, you set and enforced a clear boundary. It may be upsetting for GF, but if she really cares about your child, she'll accept it.